Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead reading. This is the week commencing the 7th of April. We're going to get straight into your reading. Hope you've had a great week. Thank you once again for all your amazing comments. I just love reading the comments. They make me laugh. Love all your highs to Bella too. Actually being a good girl today. She's just outside the door. I can hear her. She'll come in a minute. So, thank you. Ooh, lovely. We have dreams coming true, which is very Nine of Cups energy. So that's very much like making sure you're in that vibration, if you like, in order to keep going at that lovely positive manner. And then we've got seek the truth. Okay. So this, as I said, is about being content, having loving relationships, wish fulfillment. The message of this card is, though, to make sure that he's got it in his hands. Yeah, that's all you're doing, in as much as it's in your hands, nobody else's. You do have seek the truth, which is very Seven of Swords energy, which is about getting to the bottom of a matter that can be perhaps a little bit misleading. You've perhaps been a bit misled in the past. Maybe you're getting to the truth of the matter of something that's in your hands. Anyway, let's have a look, Taurus. We're going to use the B Tarot again because I absolutely love this deck, and it's very, what's the word? Poignant for this time of year with the spring equinox, and you know, we can now see the bees are coming out, the flowers. Oh, I just love this deck. Anyway, let's get on with it. Dear Spirit Guides and Angels, please join me in this reading for Taurus and make it helpful, hopeful, and healing. Thank you. Okay. One more. So we've got the Two of Pentacles as your focus for next week. Your opportunity is the Death card. The Ten of Wands is your challenge. Eight of Swords is your what you don't see coming, and Justice. That's a funny card for Justice. Is a major arcana in your advice and outcome. Isn't that funny? Look, oh, that Justice card. It looks like he's getting his own back, doesn't it, by stinging him. With that seek the truth. Whoa, Taurus. It's very karmic, isn't it? That's how I'm taking that card. Anyway, Two of Pentacles is your focus for next week. Now, the Two of Pentacles is a juggling energy. It's like you're juggling time, energy, money, people, kids, work, home life. Trying to do two things at once. I always see the Two of Pentacles as quite a positive card, though, to be honest with you. It's like, yeah, it's okay. I can cope. I know. I am capable of doing it. The Death card is what your opportunity is, though. Now, the Death card, this is the death and rebirth. But this card just says death on it. But it's the death and rebirth traditionally. And it's about something has got to come to an end. It can't go on in order for something new to come in. In the traditional Ryder Waite, you'll see a horse coming in and it's literally knocked the king onto the floor. And the story behind that is, you know, always thought the king would be there forever. But no, he can't be there forever. Things have to move on. Things have to change. And if they don't change progressively, then they have to come to an end. And there's something for you that you must put to an end next week in order for new growth. Because you can see they've got the flowers in a circle. It's like the wreath of victory there, isn't it? The Ten of Wands is your challenge. Now, the Ten of Wands is about hard work, taking on everybody's baggage, really. And you can look how big that bee is, yeah, in comparison to the beekeeper, our proportion. So maybe some things are being taken out of proportion next week too, and that's your challenge. Could be that to do with that Seek the Truth card too. Things are just literally out of proportion, you know, far too much work, not enough play. But as a challenge, it's saying that you're probably not delegating, you're taking on too much. Again, with that Death card, maybe that's what, you know, there's opportunities for you to put that to an end. 8 of Swords. Is what's coming in for you. That's my dog barking, I'm afraid. We're going to get some clarifiers on that. I've got an absolute blank on the 8 of Swords. What is the 8 of Swords? Oh my gosh. I can't believe I've got a blank. I haven't been very well this week, so that's my excuse. So I'm going to refer to the book. Unheard of, this is 8 of Swords. Look at this book. Oh my gosh. I mean, you get full illustrations. That's a 7. It keeps going to the 7. Of course it is. You have to excuse me, as I say, I haven't been very well this week. And I don't think my brain's back on track. 8 of Swords is self-sabotage. What you don't see coming. However, it could also mean that you are able to remove those self-sabotaging thoughts by seeking the truth, getting to the bottom of the matter. Maybe you've thought, oh my gosh, you know, I bet they think I'm rubbish. You know, and it's like, no, Taurus, what are you talking about? You're amazing. So it feels like there's something coming in there to put an end to that for you. It's a feeling of entrapment, and you know, but it's only in your head. It's only you putting hurdles there that aren't really there. And then you've got Justice. This is the most bizarre card for Justice. Justice is about balance and truth. A lot of truth in this reading. And this is very karmic. It's like he's stinging his hand. There's a sting in his tail. Anyway, this is intriguing. That's what I love about tarot. 2 of Pentacles, while you're here, please and thank you. For Taurus. Page of Pentacles. Temperance and Ace of Pentacles. So a lot of Pentacles, finances possibly, outside material resources. With Pentacles are our outside world. Along with, here we go. Right, so Swords and Cups are our inner world. So our emotions and our thoughts. And Pentacles and Wands are our outside world. So as in our tenacity, our drive, our jobs, and the money that brings in. So you've got a lot of Pentacles here as a focus next week. It's like saying, yes, you have got to juggle this. You've also got Temperance, look, which is juggling. But it's saying, whatever you're chipping away at, don't give in. Just keep going. It's working. It is working. Keep going. Be patient. You've got the Page of Pentacles. Now, this can be that you have to go on a course, or you're looking at courses next week, or something's come along where you think, okay, yeah, right. So I want to do that, but I need to get to, you know, I need to look at somebody to look after the children as well, or so that I can do that, I need to shift some sort of responsibility or prioritize something. But this is you prioritizing your learning next week and focusing on it, and also taking practical steps to do it. You've got the Ace of Pentacles too. And this is a new offer, something new coming in. Maybe you've been offered a job and this is your new start date is next week, and you're going to have to be like, ooh, yeah, okay. Might have to go on a refresh course just to remind me on that old Excel worksheet again, how I work that, or whatever it might be. But Temperance is here to say, just keep going. You're doing well. You know, you are overcoming obstacles that you know will lead to a path to success. Now, the Death card, what have you got to put an end to, though? Thank you. Two of Pentacles. Okay. So whilst they want you to focus on the Two of Pentacles, maybe they're just saying, right, okay, choose one then. Just focus next week on one. And maybe by focusing on one, you know, it puts an end to even, you know, having to move finances about, perhaps. Four of Swords and Four of Wands. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So Four of Wands. Some of you could be moving or thinking about moving. It's an opportunity for you to look into that. Maybe it's what your Page of Pentacles is doing. Researching, looking into it, looking at the practical steps involved in order to do that. You've got the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords is about getting a good night's sleep, which is probably what I need to get your thought patterns back, to get things back into perspective. Because that's the other thing with this card here. It's really out of perspective, isn't it? There's an opportunity for you to put an end to this juggling energy and to, I feel like, even retreat, rest, relax, repair. Maybe some of you actually are looking into therapy or even running your own therapy business, and you're trying to juggle, you know, still doing what you need to do full time to keep the money coming in, but there's some side hustle that you're like, oh, I'd love to focus on that though. And this is what they're saying for you to do. And I think it's also saying, despite it saying putting an end to it, that you can do both if you wanted to. But the Ten of Wands is your challenge, and this is doing too much. It is a 10, however, and it's saying you're there. You have achieved it, because tens are the end. But for you, maybe it just feels like it's going on, and you just feel like you got to the end and then something else comes along. And it's about just taking on too much. However, what I will say is you wouldn't think he could fly, would you? Because he's so big. But he can. Seven of Cups. Again, I think it's about putting things into perspective for you next week, Taurus. Is your challenge. Star card. Two of Cups. Ooh, okay. So for some of you, this is involving perhaps somebody who you thought... Right, Two of Cups as a challenge. It's either something that's just not filling your soul, or somebody who's just not on the same page as you with this. And I think you thought they were. But it feels like you're doing all the hard work, and they're perhaps not pulling their weight. You've got the Star card. Now, this is the card of healing, hope, faith, and healing. I have to cover up her boobies because YouTube doesn't like it. As a challenge, it's like maybe you've just lost a perspective. You've lost perspective. Things are out of perspective, out of proportion at the moment. Because the Seven of Cups is here too, which it usually means you've got lots of choice, you know, like variety is the spice of life. However, I just think your judgment is a bit clouded at the moment, and you're struggling to make those choices. There's a bit of procrastination going on, maybe because you need to put an end to something here. Eight of Swords is what you don't see coming. Now, hopefully it's the end of self-sabotage. Maybe it's a little bit of self-doubt coming in next week too, because it could be feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't do both. It's impossible. But I really feel like they're saying here, actually you can. Let's have a look. But then you're going from two pentacles there down to one pentacle, and it is about focusing on Maybe it's focusing on making your mind up next week which one you're going to go for. And that's why that Seven of Cups is here. You've got the King of Pentacles, more Pentacles. Pentacles are your suit, by the way, in the tarot, to be fair. And it's about long-term plans. It's about stability, financial stability. It's about self-worth as well. Seven of Wands, Five of Wands. Yeah, you're going to have to watch out, because I think next week you're going to have people around going, you can't do that, Taurus. What are you even thinking about? Because the Five of Wands are people who are not on the same page as you. They're just, you know, they're egotistical. They only think about themselves. Maybe you have got to stop looking after them in order to do something. And they're like, hang on a minute, where do I fit into all this? You've got the Seven of Wands. It's the saying, stand your ground. Stick to your guns. Be the higher person too. And then you've got the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles is a very mature energy, very financially minded. They would literally only care about the finances too. But I think this is more about you having a bit more self-worth and realization, because that Eight of Swords, with you constantly putting yourself down maybe, or talking yourself out of something, is how the Five of Wands makes you feel. But the Seven of Wands is here to say, no, stand your ground. Remember, you're the King of Pentacles. Pentacles is your suit. Remember your worth. Maybe for some of you are like very high up in finance too. Something to do with finances. Because the King of Pentacles, obviously he's the expert in that suit, if you like. He's the king. He's been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And then you've got Justice. Very strange card, I don't know, for this deck. And it's a very karmic energy. It's like what goes around comes around. If somebody isn't being very truthful with you, I feel like you're going to get to the bottom of it next week. And when I feel like karmic things like that, especially if we get a page on here, is if you were to get a message, oh, you've got a page there though. You know, when somebody is, you know, bad-mouthing somebody else behind their back, or on a text, and they're texting them and they accidentally send it to you, but it's about you. That's what I find a karmic. Ten of Wands again. Chariot. Six of Wands. Interesting. Ten of Wands is what your challenge is. It's like you're able to let go of some of this burden next week, because what goes around comes around. That's all I keep hearing. Is it your turn? Have you helped somebody else and they're helping you out next week? Are they pretending that they're doing all the hard work and getting all the credit for it? But in actual fact, you are. But there's some sort of justice behind that, and it's all going to like balance out, to be fair. And then you've got the Six of Wands. Now, the Six of Wands is the card of victory. It's also the card of, you know, you've come on from the Five of Wands here. Look, you've got through the battles and people have seen how well you've done. Can be if some of you are, say, on a social media platform, or you've got a shop, or the public, or you speak in public even. It's something about victory and people recognising your success next week. And then we've got the Chariot, which is lovely energy. This is the card of Cancer, actually. And it's about getting in the driving seat and leaving that kingdom behind. Now, he's left his kingdom behind there, look. His kingdom's in the background too. There's something about you leaving something behind too. Now, I don't mean to say, maybe some of you are literally moving, because you have got the Four of Wands and an opportunity here. I think there's a very strong moving energy here too. But also moving on and focusing on one thing, making your mind up. Oh, anyway, let's see what the angel numbers have to say. Oh, that's a really interesting one, Taurus. In fact, your last week's one was super interesting too. Well, they all are. They've all got their own. Yours was yours was a karmic ending. Oh, I can't believe that. Your advice card is about justice. Let's have a look. Maybe last week is kind of like following on into this week. It's like part 2. Let's have a look. What angel numbers are here, please, and thank you. For Taurus. We've got 1144 or 1144 leveling up. Now, leveling up can mean lots of different things. It can mean that you are getting into the energy of who you want to be and where you want to be. It can mean that you are spiritually awakening. Let's have a look. 1144. Message from the angels. The best decisions are made from a place of peace, of stability. Check in on your foundations. How are you keeping yourself grounded and centered? Are there any needs you may have been neglecting? Prioritize your inner work. Pour your whole heart into whatever it is you're working on. We promise that all that labor will pay off in the long run. Any positive adjustments you can make to your habits helps to cultivate a life of greater happiness and reward. So I hope you enjoyed that, Taurus. Thank you again for supporting this channel. I'm always so grateful to you all. Have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next week. And why don't these ever work?